So don't be afraid to use the spices. Especially in plant-based cooking, it's really important to make sure you're getting enough flavor. And it's done usually through our spices. And what I find, we get these little tiny containers. And when I grew up, we didn't use spices all that much and just different flavors. So this is coriander here. And then I've got poultry seasoning. I love poultry seasoning because it gives you a bunch of flavors all together. So I'm going to get a couple of teaspoons of poultry seasoning. And that should be it. Now you could add some olive oil if you want to make it creamier and richer, but I do not. I just leave it the way it is. I'm going to stir this up. So that I get all the flavors together. And this is the part. This is a good thing for your nervous system, ladies. I'm going to put on some gloves today. I'm going to now mash up some tofu into that. So we're going to crumble the tofu in. This would be like a nice little exercise to do a little breathing and just really get this tofu going. So I have a block of extra firm tofu. This is one where make sure that your tofu is non-GMO, organic non-GMO. It is soy is one of the crops that is used a lot for animal feed, and they've really gone to town. So what the genetically modified versions are, all of them are really about, we use a lot of pesticides in our crop farming, agriculture now, and the genetically modified has been done so to try and be able to withstand all the pesticides that are being used in the farming and agriculture. For sure, soybeans is one of the crops that was very highly genetically modified. So we're going to use non-GMO version of it. And I'm just crushing it up here, having a good time, crushing this up. My phone is talking to me. Don't talk to me, phone. And then I'm going to just mix this around. And this is our marinade. And this one, especially if you're making it up for the holidays, this is a great thing to put in the fridge the night before. And it's easy prep for the next day. So I've got that. And that's the next thing. And so I'm going to let this marinate. I'm going to put this in the fridge and let it marinate. Maybe even overnight is good. It's not going to hurt it. It'll give you more flavors. And tofu on its own doesn't have a lot of flavor. It gets a bad rap because it doesn't have a lot of flavor. It's all the spices and what you do with it that is where you get the flavor from. Now, I have one that I had overnight that I've marinated and I'm ready to use. So the next step here, I'm going to just get this all beautiful, oh, so good, is to add your boiled potatoes in. Now, I'm going to just have some potatoes here that I left here. So it's about a cup. You could use a little bit more. I'm going to use, you get to this point where you just eyeball things. All right, so I've got some potatoes and I'm going to use my fork because they're still warm. You want to get them while they're warm because you want to mash them in to your tofu. So this is going to give the tofu ability to be sticky when you're making your rolls. And then I'm going to just mash that in. And don't be afraid to, if you put a little bit too much, that's okay. There's no real harm in any of that. So I've got my tofu and my potato mix. So this is going to be my filling for my tofu rolls. So how do we do the tofu rolls? This is the fun part. So I'm going to go get my hot water. So I have it's hot. It's not boiling hot, but it is hot water. It's pretty hot. I'm putting it on a plate because we're going to use rice paper, now as the skin for our tofu. So I'm just putting it on the plate so I have enough to soak up the rice paper, which I have here. So I bought these rice paper rounds. I found them in Superstore. I think other places sell them. In the international section is where you'll find this usually. And it took me a long time before I used any, but now I'm at the bottom. I'm going to get to buy some new ones. So they're just little rounds. And what you need to do is put them in the water till they're pliable. So I'm just going to stick this in the water. And it takes about 30 seconds to a minute. Doesn't take long. And then it starts sticking. Plastic wrap, when it starts sticking to itself, it's clinging to itself. So this is still, it's pliable now, but not that bad. So I'm going to put that